Y'all, I'm in intro to psychology. So obviously I'm learning about the brain right now. We're on chapter 2. We're skipping chapter 3, which is weird to me. Why skip chapter 3? And then I'm pretty sure because we're going chapter 1, chapter 2, and then we're going to chapter 5 of the psychology in our life, and then up until chapter 8. And so we have we're having 4 exams right now. I want to check real quick because it's not even the syllabus. No, this is my history syllabus. I do want to check out final exam June 9th at 5, midterm exam May 5th. What's the midterm on? I guess we'll figure that out when the time comes. Huh. Dude, where is that syllabus of mine? Anyways, apparently I don't have a syllabus for my my psychology class, and I have to check it out somewhere. I have to check it out when I get to class. Anyways, so we're learning some things about that. And it's pretty cool. It's a fun class. I just need to take it more seriously. I need to take school in general seriously. I'm kind of slacking on studying, dude. And one day I'm going to get into university and fail. And I don't want to do that. So, I need to study for at least an hour a day. Sit down and read a textbook. Not an hour a day, but I need to dwell on something, Anyways, let's dive into this reading real quick. Dude, we are almost to 700 followers. We're 4 away from 700 followers on YouTube. I'm excited because low-key, this is exciting for me. I've never hit that many followers. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. On Kick, we have almost 20, and then on Twitch we have almost 50, but I'm excited for the 700. On Instagram we hit 710. TikTok we're close to 400. Snapchat I gotta figure out my following on there. I really don't know what my following is. Facebook we're almost to 100, and then we'll be able to, so once we hit 100 on Facebook, by the way, we can start going live on Facebook. So I'm thinking I'll put all my socials in my bio, so we can I can, y'all can check out that it's the same content, just on different platform. But I do want to start going live on Facebook, so I will add that so y'all can follow me on Facebook and I can go live on Facebook. I need a PC though in order to start going live on Instagram and TikTok for some odd reason. I don't know why. Apparently TikTok won't let me go live on Streamlabs, which is confusing. And then Instagram, I need their stream key. So I'm going to figure Instagram out eventually. I would love to start streaming on Instagram. But, one thing at a time. Anyways. Enough of talking. Let's dive into this. And then we'll get into the Bible after. The scroll marked 1. Today I begin a new life. Today I shed my old skin which hath too long suffered the bruises of failure and the wounds of mediocrity. Today I'm born anew, and my birthplace is a vineyard where there is fruit for all. Today I'll pluck grapes of wisdom from the tallest and fullest vines in the vineyard, for these were planted by the wisest of my profession, have come before me generation upon generation. Today I'll save the taste of grapes from these vines, and verily I'll swallow the seed of success buried in each and new life will sprout within me. The career I've chosen is laden with opportunity, yet is fraught with heartbreak and despair. And the bodies of those who have failed, where they piled one atop another, would cast a shadow down upon all the pyramids of the earth. Yet I will not fail as the others, for in my hands I now hold the charts which will guide me through perilous waters to shores which only yesterday seemed but a dream. Failure no longer will be my payment for struggle, just as nature made no provision for my body to tolerate pain. Neither has it made any provision for my life to suffer failure. Failure, like pain, is alien to my life. In the past I accepted it as I accepted pain. Now I reject it, and I'm prepared for wisdom and principles which will guide me out of the shadows into the sunlight of wealth, position, and happiness, far beyond my most extravagant dreams, until even the golden apples and the the garden of Hesperides will seem no more than my just reward. Time teaches all things to him who lives forever, but I have not the luxury of eternity. Yet within my allotted time I must practice the art of patience, for nature acts never in haste. To create the olive, king of all trees, 100 years is acquired. An onion plant is old in 9 weeks. I have lived as an onion plant. It has not pleased me. Now what has become the grace of olive trees, and in truth the grace of salesmen? And how will this be accomplished? For I have neither the knowledge nor the experience to achieve greatness, and already I have stumbled in ignorance and fallen into pools of self-pity. The answer is simple. I'll commence my journey unencumbered with either the weight of unnecessary knowledge or the handicap of meaningless experience. Nature already has supplied me with knowledge, an instinct far greater than any beast in the forest, and the value of experience is overrated, usually by old men who nod wisely and speak stupidly. In truth, experience teaches thoroughly, yet her course of instruction devours men's ears, so the value of her lessons diminishes with the time necessary to acquire her special wisdom. The end finds it wasted on dead men. Furthermore, experience is comparable to fashion. An action that proves successful today will be unworkable and impractical tomorrow. Only principles endure, and these I now possess, for the laws that will lead me to greatness are contained in the words of these scrolls. What they will teach me is more to prevent failure than to gain success. For what is success other than a state of mind? Which two among 1,000 wise men will define success in the same words, yet failure is always described but one way. Failure is man's inability to reach his goals in life, whatever they may be. In truth, the only difference between those who have failed and those who have succeeded lies in the difference of their habits. Good habits are the key to all success. Bad habits are the unlocked door to failure. Thus the first law I will obey, which proceedeth to all others, is I'll form good habits and become their slave. As a child, I was a slave to my impulses. Now I am a slave to my habits, as are all grown men. I have surrendered my free will to the years of accumulated habits. In the past deeds of my life I have already marked out a path which threatens to imprison my future. My actions are ruled by appetite, passion, prejudice, greed, love, fear, environment, habit, and the worst of these tyrants is habit. Therefore, if I must be a slave to habit, let me be a slave to good habits. My bad habits must be destroyed, and new furrows prepared for good seed. I'll form good habits and become their slave. And how will I accomplish this difficult feat? Through these scrolls it will be done, for each scroll contains a principle which will drive a bad habit from my life and replace it with one which will bring me closer to success. For it is another of nature's laws that will only a habit can subdue another habit. So in order for these written words to perform their chosen task, I must discipline myself with the first of my new habits, which is as follows. I read each scroll for 30 days in this prescribed manner before I proceed to the next scroll. First I'll read the words in silence when I rise. Then I'll read the words in silence after I partake in my midday meal. Last I'll read the words again just before I retire at day's end. And most important on this occasion, I'll read the words aloud. On the next day, I'll repeat this procedure, and I'll continue in like manner for 30 days. Then I'll turn to the next scroll and repeat this procedure for another 30 days. I'll continue in this manner until I've lived with each scroll for 30 days, and my reading has become habit. And what will be accomplished with this habit? Herein lies the hidden secret of all man's accomplishments. As I repeat the words daily, they'll soon become a part of my active mind. But more important, they'll also seep into my other mind, the mysterious source which never sleeps, which creates my dreams and often makes me act in ways I do not comprehend. As the words of these scrolls are consumed by my mysterious mind, I will begin to wake each morning with vitality I've never known before. My vigor will increase, my enthusiasm will rise, my desire to meet the world will overcome every fear I once knew at sunrise, and I'll be happier than I ever believed it possible to be in this world of strife and sorrow. Eventually, I'll find myself reacting to all situations which confront me as I was commanded in scrolls to react. And soon these actions and reactions will become easy to perform. For any act with practice becomes easy. Thus a new and good habit is born. For when an act becomes easy through constant repetition, it becomes a pleasure to perform. And if it is a pleasure to perform, it is man's nature to perform it often. When I perform it often, it becomes a habit, and I become its slave. And since it is a good habit, this is my will. Today I begin a new life, and I make a solemn oath to myself that nothing will retard my new life's growth. I lose not a day from these readings, for that day cannot be retrieved, nor can I substitute another for it. I must not. I will not break this habit of daily reading from these scrolls. And in truth, the few moments spent each day on this new habit are but a small price to pay for the happiness and success that will be mine. As I read and reread the words in the scrolls to follow, never will I allow the brevity of each scroll and the simplicity of its words to cause me to treat the scroll's message lightly. Thousands of grapes are pressed to fill one jar with wine, and the grape skin and pulp are tossed to the birds. So it is with these grapes of wisdom from the ages, much has been filtered and tossed to the wind. Only the pure truth lies distilled in the words to come. I'll drink as instructed and spill not a drop, and the seed of success I'll swallow. Today my old skin has become as dust. I will walk tall among men, and they'll know me not, for today I'm a new man with a new life. Gosh, I love reading that book. That's so fun. But I'm excited because guess what? Once we're done with Orphan Train, we're going to dive into reading like Narnia. Okay, I don't know if you guys read Narnia, but the first book is pretty good. It gets into the first book is pretty dope. But I mean, what? We're on page 147. technically 146, but that's a blank page. So technically 147. So if we do that math real quickly, there's 275 pages in that book. Tomorrow we're reading 15. So 146 plus 15 is 161 technically. And I'm assuming there'll be extra pages. So let's say minus 275. That's 114 pages. And if we divide that by 15, that's like 7 days almost. Man, I'm excited because this book is so good. It's so good. I love it so much. But yeah, I'm excited to see what I can do with this, because then my mom's gonna read it and then we're gonna talk about it, and then I'm gonna write a paper on it, which is gonna be dope, because writing a paper is always dope. But anyways, I'm excited because guess what? Not only are we almost done with the first scroll of the Great Salesman, we have 10 days. So next week we'll be starting scroll 2. But also, dude, we are coming up on 3 months of making videos. We're coming up on 3 months. That's crazy, you know? And to think that, you know, I've been doing so well for 3 months is wild to me. Astounding. And then after 3 months of making my videos, then we're going on to the 4th month. And guess what? By the time we hit the 4th month, it'll almost be my birthday, dude. Almost my birthday. My birthday is July 3rd. I'll almost be 20, y'all. I'm gonna be Unk. I'm gonna hit Unk. I know, right? I'm getting old, y'all. Unk. Nah, I'm just kidding, bro. 20s are gonna... I'm hitting 20, and that's whatever. You know, I'm nervous for when I hit 21. And I'm not nervous because I'm scared of the future. I'm scared of what am I going to do as soon as I turned 21. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, I'm nervous. Because then I'll legally be able to buy that stuff. Alcohol and nicotine and weed. And so I'm hoping I'll be mature enough by then to be like, no, I can't do that. I've done so well. We're pushing that away from me. Because honestly, I know that if I was in this current moment and I was able to buy that stuff, I wouldn't think twice. And that's sad. So, yeah. I love y'all. I hope everyone can have a good night. And tune in for the Bible reading. We're going to try and get that, get onto that around 10:50. 10:50. I'm going to post some Instagram videos and then we'll get into that. So, tune in for that. I love y'all. Everyone have a fantastic night. Deuces.